Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to Tampa, right outside the Yankee clubhouse. Chris Shearn and Jack Curry for the Diamond Daily, your daily dose of Yankee knowledge here on YesNetwork.com. And A.J. Burnett made his first start of the spring. He threw 36 pitches. Looked okay.
Yeah, he did. And you know what, Chris? We talked about it up in the press box. He wanted to go fastball changeup. And he said when you start to do that, hitters are going to know what's coming. But Burnett is a seasoned pitcher. He wants to work that changeup in. He thinks it's very important. He said every time he thought about throwing the curve, he said, I got to throw my changeup. Hitters caught up with that. He was hit around a little bit today. But for the first time out, he liked the feel of the changeup, and he really believes he can't just be a two-pitch pitcher, a fastball curveball guy. He needs to get that changeup in the mix as well.
Just ask Edouard Ramirez if batters could guess which pitch is coming. Anyway, I digress. You talked to Joe Girardi about the relationship between Jorge Posada and A.J. Burnett, because that was huge last year. Everybody read into that because Jose Molina started catching Burnett towards the end of the season. So what did the skipper say about that?
Posada I talked to as well. What Joe said is, listen, these two guys, they need to get along. I believe they got along last year. What happened was something clicked between Molina and Burnett, and Girardi wasn't going to ignore that rapport that those two built up. He said it was a tough thing last year to have to tell Jorge Posada, for instance, that he was sitting in the postseason, but he doesn't think that that diminishes the relationship between Burnett and Posada this year. I asked Posada, what do you and AJ have to work on this year? And he basically said nothing. It's repetition. Every pitcher and every catcher needs to reacquaint themselves with each other in spring training. He said he won't let last season affect them. He didn't like not playing in the postseason, but he's put it behind him. The one thing, Chris, I did ask Joe, and we'll get to Francisco Cervelli's injury in a second, I said you could use Cervelli as Burnett's personal catcher, which would give Posada some of the days off that he needs. Would you ever do that? And he said no, would not do that.
All right, so maybe we quell that now. You know, it'll come up during the season. It definitely will. Let's get to Francisco Cervelli now. He got hit by a pitch today. He's injured. If he's out for an extended period of time, what does this mean for the Yankees' young backups like Austin Romine and Jesus Montero?
It really shows you, Chris. We talk in spring about health. He gets plunked on a helmet. He has a concussion. As we're taping this, he's heading to a local hospital for a precautionary CT scan. Cervelli's an important piece. I mean, the Yankees have some catching depth, some of the players you mentioned, but I don't think they believe those young guys are ready for the major leagues right now, ready to jump in and do what Cervelli can do, which is give them good defense, give them a lot of energy, and on the days where Posada needs a day off, just slide Cervelli in there and feel real comfortable. So the results from this CT scan are going to be very important because Cervelli would be a setback for the Yankees to have to dip down. Those kids are going to be really good. I just don't think the Yankees want to use them right now.
Some more injury news. Nick Johnson, as we all know, tweaked his back the other day in batting practice when he was in Clearwater when the Yankees were taking on the Phillies. What do we know about Nick now?
Well, Nick Johnson will probably not play again until Monday. Took some swings today. He's been on the elliptical machine. He's been doing everything to sweat and keep himself ready. But the Yankees weren't going to push this thing. Brian Cashman told me a funny line. He said, Nick, you made the team. Listen, you don't have to worry. You're here. You're going to be on the squad. Take your time getting back. So they're not going to mess around with it. I'm sure if you're Nick Johnson, though, you want to have a healthy spring the rest of the way.
With all the speculation and rumors, especially with Nick Johnson being injury-prone, not really rumors, but it's a well-known fact that when he was with the Nationals that he did get injured a lot. But now, Nick Johnson, unlike Francisco Cervelli, bad news. Nick Johnson, we get a little bit of good news. Jack, thank you very much. By the way, haven't forgot about that wiffle ball challenge. We're going to have to get that on YesNetwork.com ASAP. You're not backing out, are you?
I'm ready to go.
All right, you heard it right here. And that's another Diamond Daily in the books from Tampa, Florida, with the Yankees at spring training. For Jack Curry, I'm Chris Shearn. We'll see you next time.